and welcome to the second English video. This part is about a book, and I'm going to read you a book, and it's an interesting book about a monster. And the book is called A Monster Surprise. But this activity is not just reading a book. This book is going to prepare you for the next activity. So, meanwhile I'm reading the book, I'm going to ask you some questions. So try to answer those questions and try to focus, because after that you will have to remember what the monster looks like and what his characteristics are. So it's important to pay attention. Are you ready? Then we can start. So look, this is what the book looks like. A Monster Surprise. If you take a look at the cover of the book, what do you think this book will be about? Well, first about a monster. And would it be a friendly monster or is it an angry monster? What do you think? It seems pretty friendly to me. Ooh. Interesting. I also don't know this book yet, so let's see. Beneath a leafy rooftop of the woods in Little Nook was a very hungry rabbit who was searching by the brook. "My flour has been stolen, almost every single bunch," Rabbit panicked, feeling sure that there was not enough for lunch. He saw a clump of fur between some sticks up on the ground, and it gave him an idea of where the culprit might be found. So what do you think if you take a look at that clump of fur? What might that be? Which kind of animal is that? So, Rabbit marched to Squirrel's house to find his precious food and to tell his friends that taking it was really rather rude. Is it friendly to take someone else's food? No. "Excuse me," shouted Rabbit, now with Squirrel in his sight. "I was really looking forward to my marigold delight. I know you took my flowers. Please return them right away." But it wasn't only Rabbit who was missing food that day. So who else would be missing food? Is it only Rabbit missing food, or is there someone else that is also missing food? The squirrel, I guess. Let's see. "My acorns have been stolen," Squirrel shouted with a cry. "And the villain left a bite mark in my tree as they went by." The friends knew just one creature that would nibble on a tree. And it gave them an idea of where the culprit now might be. So if you take a look at this, where do you think the foot of the squirrel is? If you take a look at this and that, where would it be? So, on they marched to Beaver's house to find their precious food and to tell their friend that taking it was really rather rude. Hey, and take a look at this image. Do you see something over there or someone over there? Tam-tam. And where are they going exactly? To which house are they going? They're going to Beaver's house because they think that he has the food. "Excuse me," shouted Squirrel, now with Beaver up ahead. "I was really looking forward to my toast with acorn spread. I know you took my acorns. Would you kindly give them back?" But it wasn't only Squirrel who was cross about her snack. Oh, someone else missing food. "My branches have been stolen," snuffled Beaver, full of grief. "And I'm sure I saw a pointy tusk belonging to the thief." There. The friends knew just one creature with a tusk of any sort, and it gave them an idea of where the culprit might be caught. So where is the food of the animals? What animal is that? So on they marched to Boar's house, off to find their precious food and to tell their friend that taking it was really rather rude. "Excuse me," shouted Beaver, now that Boar was in her view. "I was really looking forward to my branch and bramble stew. I know you took my branches, and I'd like them back, unchewed." What does that mean, unchewed? Would it mean that he chew on it, or does he want it back without him chewing on it? Unchewed, without chewing, yeah? But it wasn't only Beaver who was longing for her food. "My berries have been stolen," snorted Boar, wide-eyed with shock. "And the robber left some footprints leading right across that rock. I don't know any creature who has footprints of that kind. So I think that we should follow them to see what we can find." The friends climbed up the rock, then clambered down to the other side. As they trekked to find their food with just the footprints as their guide. So they were guided by the footprints. They're following the pattern to see what they would find. Along a narrow path that formed the line between the trees, through the clump of thorny bushes that left scratches on the knees. Why would those bushes leave scratches on the knees? Can you see those plants over there? They have sharp needles. Across some jagged rocks, displaying shadows on the floor, till they came across a cave that had a boulder for a door. So they used this big rock as a door. And do you see that print on it? What would it be? The boulder started moving and the creature stood in fright. Oh, 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 oh. As a silhouette inside began to shuffle into sight. "A monster!" Rabbit shouted as the friends all turned to flee. In the panic, Rabbit tripped, colliding head first with a tree. Ooh, he hit his head. Oh, there. The monster's hand loomed down, and as it picked him up, he froze. What a scary beast it was with hairy eyes and crusty toes. "Don't eat me, please," begged Rabbit, looking straight into his eyes. "I won't eat you," laughed the monster, as it chuckled with surprise. "Oh, thank you," answered Rabbit, as he brushed the dirt away. "Don't be frightened," said the monster. "I'm just checking you're okay." The monster mumbled shyly as it bent down on one knee. "I wondered if you all would like to join me for some tea." So would they go inside, or would they drink a tea with the monster? What do you think? The monster clicked its fingers and the glow worms shined their lights on the most amazing party full of wonderful delights. "Our favorite foods," said Rabbit. And now the monster's plan was clear, and the creatures all said sorry for reacting with such fear. So what was the plan of this monster? Do you think that he stole all the food because he wanted to eat it? Or did he have another plan with those things? What is your opinion? Do you think that he was like a mad monster who wanted to steal and eat it? Or what was his plan? "Please join me," said the monster as it headed for the seats. "You can help yourself to cups of tea and lots of gummy treats." When Rabbit's little tummy brimmed with marigold delight, and when all the toast had gone, with no more acorn spread in sight. When Boar was full of berries, and the stew was at an end, they hugged and thanked the monster, who was now their brand new friend. Wow, what a cute story. So, did you like the story? Yeah? Or not that much? I did really like the story. And now it is very important that you know some of the characteristics of the monster, but not only the characteristics. You will also need to know what it looks like and about the characteristics. So, is the monster a friendly monster or not so much? And was it shy or maybe scared? What are the characteristics of this monster? Was it very social or not so much? So you are going to do the other activity now, and you are going to describe this monster. Okay? If you want, you can read the story again to make sure that you have all the information. And yeah, you can do that now. So good luck with that.